What a pleasure it is to be here with you today. Absolute honor presenting my coach and friend Jamie Shevchik into the Hall of Fame. About a month or so ago, I received a text from Chev. He asked me, if I would like to present him into the Hall of Fame, and it immediately brought tears to my eyes. Not because of such, a wonderful, amazing honor that it was, but because I knew I would have had to do some homework. And Chev, of all people, knows that homework is not my strong suit. So I appreciate that. 150 years Keystone College has been in existence. Tens of thousands of students, teachers, coaches, faculty have graced this grounds and called this place home. Only a select group of you have earned the highest honor of being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and an even more select few of cornerstones of this great college. And I can think of none more worthy than Chev. Just to introduce myself, my name is Jeff Frost. I arrived at Keystone as a junior in the fall of 2009. And I, like many 20-year-olds at that time, really had no idea what life had in store for me, what I was going to get out of it, and really what I was looking for. I knew I wanted to play baseball at the highest level, and didn't at that time put much thought into my studies. It was really sports driven and kind of chasing that MLB dream. After failing to get drafted as a sophomore to community college back home, I was kind of at a crossroads. I had really no idea where I was going to go next. But I knew wherever it was, I would be playing ball. So I spent much of that summer of 2009 traveling the country with my family, going from school to school. Listening to each one of these coaches give their amazing, crazy promise. Come to my school, you'll be a captain. Come to my school, you'll have the biggest locker. I honestly, one time, had a coach tell me that if I came to their school, they could see in the future naming their field after me. That school clearly did not have a Christy Mathewson. All the while, I'd keep getting this phone call from a 570 area code. Messages left on my phone to come give Keystone a visit. I didn't know what Keystone was. I had these big, huge dreams. I thought, oh man, I'm going to play major Division I baseball. My grades didn't pan out for a scholarship. I was sure, hey, I'm going Division II. After all these trips with my parents, school to school to school, I finally went to this school in rural North Carolina, and the coach sold me, and I was like, that's it, I'm coming here. Division II powerhouse called Mount Olive. I visited the school with my mother and my sister. Since school was about to start in less than 2 weeks, I knew I had to move fast. I decided right then and there, this is where I'm coming. I'm gonna enroll. My mom was so proud and happy for me. She said, hey, you're doing what you want. You want to play baseball, and you're going and you're continuing your education. She was ecstatic. But when we left Mount Olive that day on that 8-hour ride home, and I'm sure Maria can attest to this, a mother knows when something isn't right. My mom looked over to me, and she saw me, and she said, Jeff, you're not as happy as I think you could be. Like, do you love this decision? And she was right. She told me, why don't you give that guy from Keystone a call? I said, what the hell? Let me call this guy back. That guy was Chev. He hopped on the phone with me immediately, said, hey, come down. Come give me a visit this week. I agreed. That turned out to be the greatest decision I ever made in my life. I arrived at Keystone a few days later, never really looked back. There was something so refreshing about Chev. I recognized it the second I met him. He was calm, cool, collected. Most of all, he just talked to me like I was. A young kid that wanted to play baseball, knew I had some things to work on, and he treated me like that. Also, he did lay out all of the amazing uniform options that the team had in 3 of my number 25 jerseys. Handed it to me, told me to hang on to it and bring it back the first day of class, and I have to admit, that was pretty good. I was real good. He didn't, however, promise me playing time. He didn't promise me an opportunity to be team captain, but he did make me one promise. His promise to me was that we were going to work. Every day, every night, both on and off the field, there was work to be done. Later in my career, this is the same man that would one day ask to borrow a $20 bill from me on a Florida trip. I gladly gave him the $20. He took it and threw it out the window on a Florida highway. I looked at him like, what are you doing? He said, You were going to spend this on something stupid, so I'm helping you. You know what? He was absolutely right. Working endlessly to perfect your craft is not only an expectation playing for Chev and Keystone, but a requirement. Each and every player that showed up here and put on a Keystone uniform was expected to work tirelessly on the field, off the field, in the weight room, in the gym during 5 a.m. winter workouts, and most importantly in the classroom. I will never forget about midway through my first fall semester here, I was struggling to keep my grades up when Chev called me into the office. He sat me down and he said, Jeff, I love coaching you, but it's going to be a real shame when I don't get to coach you in a real game. That alone was the motivation I needed to go back and do what had to be done. I had to spend more time in the classroom because I didn't want to let my friends down. I didn't want to let my family down. I didn't want to let my school down. But most importantly, I really didn't want to let Chev down. Chev has been the head coach at Keystone since 2001. In that time, he's compiled 574 wins. To give you a bit of context, he's averaging over 30 wins a year for his career, which is unheard of in college baseball. Got to give that around. The level of consistency in this program is second to none. 14 straight conference titles, 11 straight regional appearances, 2 trips to the NCAA College World Series, 20 players with signed professional contracts, and the most impressive part of this is he has done it while graduating 90% of his players. If those stats weren't impressive enough, he decided he needed to win more. Every summer since 2007, he's packed his family up, moved them to New England, beautiful weather, but he coaches the best collegiate baseball players in the country. And you guessed it, he's won there too. I could speak all day for the coach he is on the field, but what I think says most about this is the players that are here today and all the other players that wish they could be here. They were reaching out to me. I wish we could have shipped the bus off to everyone because 100% of the players that play for Chev wish they could be in this room today celebrating with him. We look up to him because we know he has our back. I recall a time during the 2011 season, really talented team. One of the best teams I've ever played on or ever even seen. And we were struggling mid-year. Weren't playing bad baseball. Couldn't hit well, couldn't pitch, couldn't field. Kind of out of control, and it was unlike us. We had tons and tons of immense amounts of talent on that team. Going through the motions, and finally one day it came to a head. We were playing Cortland, our rival, on Christie Mathewson Field. I pitched and I didn't have it, team didn't have it behind me. Finally it all culminated. After our game, we went out to the outfield like we usually do for a post-game kind of meeting. And we basically had a meltdown. Outfield yelling at each other, infielders yelling at each other, you know, everyone's pointing fingers, everyone's kind of calling names. It's about as close as it could be to a Royal Rumble without getting physical. Everyone's yelling and everyone's screaming, and during the madness, I look over at Chev and he's hysterically laughing. And I just like that, just think about that for a second, right? This amazingly talented team, you've recruited all these top players to come here, and you're not winning, and nothing is going right. And, you know, that's usually a time where coaches will go out and flex their coaching muscles and blow the whistle and get everyone on the line and have them run sprints till they're sick. And we've done that before, but in this instance, we didn't do that. We looked over at Chev and, you know, he was laughing, and it kind of gave you that reassuring feeling that everything's going to be okay. Like, we'll get through this. It's not that serious. Things will be all right. From that moment, that team went on and won 22 straight games. The next time we would run into Cortland would be at the Auburn, New York Regional, where they were perennial champs and never lost a region on that field. We proceeded to beat the brakes off every single team in that region, including Cortland twice, en route to our first ever College World Series appearance. We didn't win that. Team went back in 2016, and unfortunately, we didn't win that one either. But I really don't believe that we're here today putting a man into the Hall of Fame as a cornerstone of this college and athletics program based on his career winning percentage or his incredible feats on the field. I don't think that just because he recruits better than any damn coach in the country and could find talent in the shoebox is really the reason that we're celebrating him today. I really, truly don't believe that's why we're here. I think we're here because we recognize the person we're celebrating. His legacy is built on being a father, husband, brother, son, friend, mentor, and coach that he is. This is truly a celebration of all the work that not only Chev, but Maria, Brielle, Gianna, and Raina have put into making sure that we all at Keystone got the best Jamie each and every single day. And I'm thankful to have had the opportunity to come here, gain amazing baseball knowledge from the best, in my opinion, the best baseball coach in this country, the best coach at anything in the country, and life knowledge from what is now one of my greatest friends. In my opinion, there's no greater honor that can be bestowed upon someone than putting their name in a place that it will live forever. Christy Mathewson, Bill Siemens, Robert Kagler, Dr. Michael Mole, Margaret Philbin, Larry Fornicola, Dennis Mishko, and now Jamie Shevchik have all earned the right to forever be a part of Keystone. I know that Chev is a huge Dodger fan, so I'll leave you with this. The great Tommy Lasorda once said, in baseball and in business, there are three types of people. Those who make it happen, those who watch it happen, and those who wonder what happened. And I can confidently say today, Chev, you made it happen. Congratulations and thank you.